It's a beautiful Wednesday, March 4th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, cool raps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. And my goodness, is this an entertaining interview with Kanak?
Yeah, it's we go everywhere.
A lot of ground is covered in this bad boy. So let's not keep the listeners waiting, Ted. Let's get straight to it. Even a surprise appearance by John Mateer
right
in the interview, which just may be the most entertaining part. Here's Berger's dad. Here's Jaren Kanak. It is our pleasure to be joined by a man that is beloved by Sooner Nation, but maybe not as much as his dog. Jaren Kanak is in the house. What's going on, man? Fresh off a fantastic performance in Indy. How we feeling, buddy?
Feeling pretty good. Thanks for having me on. I'm happy to be here.
Well, was it weird going with the tight ends? I know you've played tight end for a while, but were you peeking over at the linebackers a little bit at the combine?
Yeah, so I tried to watch as much of the linebacker workout as I could, obviously because Owen was working out as well, but it was pretty neat to watch him. Honestly, a lot happier that I was with the tight ends. You know, they were doing some hard drills, so I'm happy where I ended up and who I ended up working out with.
The 40 is clearly what got everyone's attention. We knew you were going to run fast, right? You've always been fast, but how satisfying was it putting up the 4.52? Were you satisfied with it?
Not even in the slightest, I'm gonna be honest, because honestly, I thought that I could go a lot quicker than that, and I was a little disappointed in that. All throughout training, I was hitting some quicker numbers than that, and so another thing too, I knew I wanted to beat Danny's time really bad, and we tied. Initially on the TV copy, I popped up as a 4.53, and they told me that there at the combine, and it was the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life because Danny ran a 4.52, and I just knew that I would never hear the end of that, and so I kind of got my butt saved, and it turned into a 4.52 official. So I'm kind of happy that I got that and just didn't get beat by Danny. But at the same time, was hoping. Obviously, everybody wants to be able to say they ran a 4.4, but it's just the way it goes. I'm a little bigger now. I'm not like I was in high school back when I put up those track times. So I guess I'm about 5 out of 10 satisfied with it. I'm more happy with the way the football stuff went.
Well, yeah, you'll get it. Are you going to run a pro day, get another shot at it?
I haven't decided yet. I'm probably leaning more towards probably not, because it's a respectable time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shows everything they need to see.
It's nice to be able to go and get all that stuff out of the way, and then not really have the pressure that you feel like you have to do something at pro day.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely that way.
You had some mutants in your tight end group there at the combine, dude.
Yeah.
They were. What was that like? I mean, Sadiq, the guy from Vandy, Stowers, I knew those dudes were athletic, but my goodness.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, just trying to wrap my head around the concept of a 40-inch vertical, let alone a 45-inch vertical. Because I got a 36, and that's the best I've ever done. I was very proud of that. What they say about white guys not being able to jump. I was like, I got that 36.
36 is like the breakover number. If you can get to 36, you're no longer included in that group.
Yeah, it's like I'm elite now. And I cheated the hell out of the arm thing.
Of course.
They made me get up and do it 3 times, and the guy was yelling at me to stop bending my knees. So I was trying to get every inch.
That's as far as it goes, man. I don't know what to tell you. I cannot reach any higher.
It actually helped me out too, because they already knew I had stiff shoulders, because we did a shoulder mobility test right before.
With the stick?
Yes.
Dude, that thing hurts.
Yeah, it does. Because obviously, playing lineman and me playing tight end this year, the way that my shoulders were used and abused this year was something different. And I'm sure it's the same as a linebacker, the way that Teddy was hitting people. But
oh yeah,
My shoulders don't bend very well.
Well,
The only thing for me at the combine,
Yeah.
my shoulder was destroyed, and you have to go through all those orthopedic tests with every team.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like wrenching on my shoulder, and he's like, "If feels like you're guarding a little bit." I'm like, "No, I'm good." And in my mind, I'm just like, "Oh my God, please make this end. This is horrific."
Feel like $1 million. Yeah, I mean, they poked and prodded and pulled on us and measured us in every possible way you could think of, and it was interesting for sure. That part of it was something else.
How you mentioned that you were pleased with the football stuff. What were you most pleased with when it came to the on-field workout? Because I know everyone they'd look at the 40, they'd look at the vert. Those are the numbers that everyone talks about afterwards, but it seemed like you had a really clean, crisp on-field performance, and it sounds like you're pretty fired up about that.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, one of the biggest boxes that the scouts wanted to check for me, being a defensive guy for the majority of my career, is how smooth and fluid is this guy, within a route and with the ball in his hands and comfortable catching it. And so I was pretty satisfied with the way that I looked in those drills and how it felt to run the routes, and caught every ball and did good through the gauntlet drill, and was able to look smooth and kind of check that box for those guys. And my agent said he got good feedback on that. So that was something that I was very satisfied with. It's kind of like you said, it's cool to have personal goals in the 40 and to be able to jump high. But, at the end of the day, we are football players, and we need to be able to do football things well. And so I think I put on a pretty good showing of the kind of aspects that are going to be beneficial towards my on the field play, if you know what I'm saying.
I think that's the most interesting thing. You mentioned, knowing you're a linebacker, they wanted to see how smooth you are. Like, my thought is maybe that also gives you some leeway to where, they take that into account, like somewhat raw at the position, haven't played it very much. So how did the interviews go? I mean, I think the versatility that you provide has to be something that a lot of teams like piques their interest.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it was definitely the most major talking point of all the interviews I had was like why the transition, what was it like making that transition, how comfortable you as a tight end. And kind of like you said, it almost does give me a bit of a cushion, if you will. Like, they don't necessarily know if I've reached my full potential yet. Like, is there more room to improve? Which obviously there is. There's a lot of things that I can get better at. I'm still a little rough around the edges. Like you said, kind of a raw player still. So it was something that they were very intrigued about, how the transition's going, where I see myself developing, and some things that I can work on and stuff like that.
The interviews are fun.
Yeah, they are. I actually had a ton of fun in the interviews. A lot of guys get all stressed out about it.
I have a feeling you crushed them. Just spending the time I've spent around you, your personality. I bet those guys loved that process with you, but there's always some weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get anything strange?
I honestly was trying to think about it because I knew you were going to ask this question, but like when I was going through because the way they do interviews, it's like a 4-hour window, and it was the same way at the East-West Shrine game. Like, it's 4 hours, and like you do one, and you do another, and you do another, and it all like kind of lumps together. Like, I was a robot for 4 hours, like on autopilot, and like I honestly don't even like remember anything that I talked about. Like, I would get done, and it would feel like I was like in the Twilight Zone, and I went like this crazy, like kind of like when you flip a switch to go be a football player on the field, and then you come off the field, and you're like it was kind of like that. Like, I got in the zone, and then I just forgot everything I said. Like, I can't honestly remember anything that was that crazy that I got asked. I wish I had like a funny story, but for the most part, they kept it pretty normal, I think.
Has anyone talked to you like kind of like what they envision you in the NFL? Is it a fullback? I've heard people talk about that. Is it a tight end, a move tight end? How do you see people maybe implementing you in their offenses?
Yeah, definitely. It kind of varied from team to team. Like you said, there was some teams where it really like the idea of like that F fullback adjuster move guy that he can run routes, he can get involved in the blocking game. It's kind of put teams in binds on how to label the personnel. That kind of like adjuster guy that can be used as a gadget, which is kind of what I was doing in the Oklahoma offense this past season. And then there's some other teams who are talking about maybe just turning me into a gadget receiver. and going in that direction. Maybe lose a little bit of weight and be a more of a slot receiver kind of guy, which is pretty intriguing also. But for the most part, it's mostly that kind of gadget tight end fullback, like a modern new fullback, so to say.
225, feeling lean, feeling quick in the slot. What do you mean?
That speed bag.
That'd be a dream, honestly. That would be awesome. Like,
that sounds pretty great.
Kind of what I was mentioning in the first few minutes of the episode, like being heavier now and running like a slower 40. Like if I was 225, when I ran track in high school, I was like 215, getting close to 220, and I was flying. And so it's like it would be a fun thing to try out, you know what I mean? But I also do really like this position that I'm in. Being that kind of fullback adjuster tight end thing. I think it's a very unique position that I can, kind of find a lot of value in.
And I know maybe you had a little bit of the 1,000-yard stare going on, but could you tell that maybe there were some teams that were maybe a little more like you fit their offense a little bit more, and they were maybe a little more inquisitive as to some of the background and maybe digging in a little bit more, or was it all pretty much the same?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can tell when you're talking to a team, like what team they truly see a role and think that you can be a real, value provider. And there's other teams who are kind of just going through a list and checking a box as far as like, at the end of the day, this team needs a why, and I'm not a why. You know what I mean? So they're kind of like, they're intrigued a little bit, maybe trying to see like what my mindset is, what I'm trying to do in the league. But it's kind of like this guy's on our list. We should probably talk to him to see what he's about. And then there's other teams who are really like, you sit them down, they're like, man, I'm excited to talk to you. We think that you could really do something special and be kind of a really unique piece of our offense, which there's a couple of offenses. And it's all about finding the right team with the right fit that's willing to be creative in that kind of way, so to speak.
Is there, as you've prepared for the draft, are there any NFL guys and like their roles that you see with their teams where you're like, I think I would be great doing that?
Yeah, so obviously the first one that always comes to mind was Kyle Juszczyk and what he's doing on the 49ers, and kind of like that fullback adjuster role that he does. And, saying this as humbly as I can, because I honestly think that I could be more of a threat in the pass game than he is. So it's almost like a different kind of Juszczyk, like more of a hybrid, I don't know, like better route runner Juszczyk.
So just like a Hall of Famer, just like going straight to the Hall of Fame.
I'm just gonna be a Hall of Famer. No, it's like he's what he does in the run game and for San Francisco and the way that he can block. We're pretty much the exact same size. So he's a guy that I modeled my game after a ton, even looking back this past year. But as humbly as I can, I think that I can provide a little more value, maybe running some more routes. So just something like that would be really cool.
So it's been a constant flood of stuff happening since the end of the season. Just to back up a little bit, where'd you spend time training? Like, how was that whole process? I know you said that some of your training times were faster, but now that you've done the combine, would you look back? Would you do anything different now that you've been through it? Just kind of bring us up to speed in that regard.
Yeah, no doubt. Honestly, I wouldn't change anything about the process. I had a ton of fun these last 8 weeks. I was training with some great people down in Dallas. Had a great team around me. They were very supportive. We did a lot of great work, and honestly, just the schedule that I had was incredible. I mean, you guys know, like being out of college, I got no more classes, and my job right now is football, and it's been training for football and dieting and watching film. And it's like, this is like the coolest time ever. You know what I mean? Just doing all this stuff that I already love to do and not have to worry about school or any of the other dumb stuff. So I've had a ton of fun the past 8 weeks. It's almost like I've just been on like football vacation. And so I'm super grateful for the people that were able to pour into me, that I was around these past 8 weeks, and, happy for the way it went.
Did you follow the meal plan? Be honest.
Yeah, I did.
The food shows up in a bag, and you're supposed to eat certain things at certain times of day. Did you follow it or not, Kanak?
I would say I followed it 80-20, but the 20% was the only time I ever cheated was a Chipotle bowl. So like, if you consider
that's not cheating.
Exactly. So like, that was the only time that I didn't eat the meal plan was at Chipotle Bowl. But like I never ate like any sugary foods or sweets or ice cream. Like I had ice cream for the first time in 9 weeks. Yeah, 2 days ago. It was the best thing ever. For the most part, I pretty well followed the diet plan, and my only like quote unquote cheat from the actual meal prep container was like Chipotle. So
Nice.
Chipotle is what prevented the 449.
Yes, maybe I need to stop getting double steak and maybe ease off the queso or something. I don't know. The queso comes in a plastic bag, so maybe that's the thing that's holding me back. I don't know how.
Those microplastics, man. Microplastics.
They weigh you down, dude. Every ounce counts.
Everything matters. Everything counts.
So what's next? You know, pro day's coming up. Are you gonna do anything at pro day? And then just like what's your plan up until the draft?
Definitely, yeah. So like you said, pro day's coming up here next Thursday, which we have one of the earlier ones. Most of the guys I was training with don't start their pro days till the end of March, early April, and so we're kind of knocking it out. I'm not going to run the 40 again, maybe. Probably leaning towards not, but I'm going to do the agility, so the 3-cone, the 5-10-5, and knock those out, and then just do a bunch of drills, a bunch of routes, just kind of show off, everything I can do, kind of be that versatile thing. Still nailing down like the specifics of that, but I'm going to try and do a lot of different stuff at pro day, just kind of show off, what I can do athletically, and then after pro day, I think that'll be the time if there's any teams that want me to come and do visits or private workouts or anything, I'll knock those out. And then, for the most part, just staying in shape and getting ready for draft day.
Do you know who's going to throw to you at pro day?
I think John is. I don't know if I'm not allowed to say that or not.
I don't. He's allowed to, so it's not.
Okay,
it wouldn't be like an issue.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure John's throwing. I threw with him today, and we got the NFL balls out, and he was throwing them. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be him.
How was it looking? Now, hey, we're still focused on next season. How's that thing look? How's that thing humming?
It was coming. It was really good.
Okay, good.
I'm proud of the way he was throwing. I've been giving him a lot of shit lately. So.
Were you like, hey man, you couldn't find me in the end zone once?
No. It's kind of funny, like when John first got here, it was like, and I was still new to the position. It's almost like I would like wait for him to tell me how to make everything better. And it's like out there today, I was like, hey, listen here, buddy. I need that ball here, and I need it. Like I was kind of coaching him, and which obviously he's going to be an incredible player and play this game for a long time. So being able to kind of pretend like I'm cooler than him right now because I was just at combine, but I'm definitely not is kind of a fun thing to kind of mess with him about. So.
Nice little flex. That's funny. Anyone, because you guys, the whole group that went to the combine absolutely killed it. Anyone throw up some numbers that you were surprised by?
No. I mean, I knew everybody was gonna do very well. RJ, honestly, I thought he was slower than that. I love RJ. Me and RJ used to be roommates our sophomore year, and I'm very proud of the time he put up. I thought he was slower than that, but he slid. He was moving. And everybody knew Dion is like a lightning bolt in a bottle. So there was no surprise there. And then obviously everybody else looked really good in everything they did. So
yeah, Mason lost his hat.
Yeah, they were making a big deal about that on the
became a very big deal for some reason. It was like on the NFL's Instagram and their Twitter. I was like, I guess it's entertaining. Sure.
Yeah,
we're reaching for any content we can grab at the moment, I guess.
We'll get you back to the interview. But first, download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with a discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Loves app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
Steaks are back. Didi Ranch's luxury steak cuts are restocked and ready to ship straight to your door. From mouth-watering ribeyes to silky smooth fillets, this is the best beef Oklahoma has to offer. And here's the kicker. They're now shipping next day air for free when you use code SOONER at checkout. That's right. Next day air like Amazon Prime, but for steak. Didi Ranch delivers taste and tradition the luxurious way.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma Sooners official drinkware partner. The weather's turning, spring break is on the calendar, and spring sports schedules are heating up. Between tournaments, weekend getaways, and afternoons spent cheering on the Sooners, you and your family are on the move. Good news. That's where Simple Modern really shines. The new Mesa Loop is built for every loop of your family's spring, from early morning games to long days on the road. It's the grab-and-go bottle that keeps up with it all. And like everything Simple Modern makes, it delivers serious quality at a price that makes sense. And with 10% of profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right, back to the interview. Did all the OU guys, were you able to get together at the combine? I know it's a hectic experience, man. Everyone's trying to do their own thing, but were you able to get with those guys at all?
Yeah, the schedules were a little overlapped. Like we're usually in different places at different times, obviously, because everything's by position. We all play different positions, and so there was a couple of times where it overlapped, and we were able to kind of chop it up for a little bit. And like, obviously, me and RJ were roommates, so whenever we got back to the room, we would talk. And then Owen and Kendall were like a door down from us, so we would run into them a couple of times. And I saw G Baby walking in the street one time, and then we got off the elevator and went to the lobby, and Fabechi was down there. It was like we ran into each other a couple of times. But it was a really cool venue. Also, just being in that hotel, the train station, and everything about that. It was a really cool spot.
Nothing's changed, Ted. It's all still
I was
the
just
same.
saying, like, how awesome is it that you got to room with someone I have no idea who the guy I roomed with is. I don't know who he is now. I didn't know who he was then.
I know exactly who I roomed with, and he took the longest showers, the most suspiciously long showers in the history of mankind. I mean, I'm talking like an hour, dude. I'm like, what is he doing in there?
Doing in there.
Oh my God.
He was nice, but it was one of those where I was like, do I need to go check on him? Did he like pass out in the shower? It was,
Yeah.
Everyone's got their fun combine stories, man. Everyone's got them. Now, did anyone bring up special teams? I've said this a couple times when we've just talked about you as a player, Jaren. I think you can play in the NFL for a long time. And I think special teams will be one of the main reasons why, because special teams they're still important in the National Football League, especially with the new kickoff rules or the different kickoff rules. Just were any teams, did that come up at all, or was it all just, hey, let's talk about tight end?
Oh, 100%. I mean, being in the league, the rosters are so small. Like, guys are going to have to play special teams, and guys are going to have to be able to provide value more than just being on the offense. I'm fully aware that special teams is going to be a very, very big part of my career, and I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to be very fun. You know what I mean? Looking at guys like Danny, he played on all four special teams this past year, and he was doing a lot there. And teams obviously see that value in me and bring it up a lot, and it's something that I'm very looking forward to do. And obviously not going to stray away from being a core four special teams guy in the league. And like you said, there's people that play this game for a long time just doing special teams alone. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's better than getting a real job if it comes down to that.
From this point on, just lie and say that you're a really good deep snapper too if they need a backup deep snapper.
I was literally about to bring it up. I was at the facility yesterday talking to Skowski. I'm going to get with Ben Anderson and like see if I can learn how to snap. And he basically said, like, you're basically just learning how to long snap away from being uncuttable, because you can be 4 different players in one person on a team. Like you got, which is awesome to be able to provide that much value, which is, that's, at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking to do. So
I had an offensive line coach in Buffalo named Aaron Cromer, and he's like, oh, you can do all these different things for us offensively. Like our fullback went down one week, and like I was practicing as the starting fullback. Now he came back for the game. I was like, dang it. But he always would say, but don't ever forget, the more you can do, the less you get paid.
That's true.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's kind of the truth.
Yeah.
You get stuck in that minimum wage slot,
Correct.
But you could stay there a long time, though.
It adds up over time. It adds up.
That's right.
Minimum wage of being on an NFL team is no joke. So it
keeps going up.
Yeah,
keeps going up.
It's going to be $1 million here pretty soon. So you can do that for a decade. There's not too many jobs where you can make $1 million a year. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I hate it, but time at OU's done, man. When you look back, what's some of the things you remember the most?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the stuff that people always say, just how fast it goes by. And, the things you remember the most are just the time spent in the locker room, suffering with your brothers and the relationships you built and the people you connected with. And, there's a lot of games that we won, a lot of games we lost. Don't necessarily remember all of them, but, there's some highlights here and there, but just the relationships with all the people that I've built over the years. And, just spending time with the guys is something I'm definitely going to miss and kind of been reminiscing on lately. And, as I went through and watched old game tape and just watching these games and going through those memories, it kind of hit hard. You know what I mean? That it's all over now. But
Did it already feel weird when you were walking through the facility?
yeah, very weird. It's kind of like that dude that's like the what's it the saying, like close the yearbook, like get out of here. Like, I actually
Feel like the 30-year-old dude showed up to the bar. Like, what's up, guys?
It's like that kind of thing. Like that's the thing that I'm trying not to be right now. Like I'm gonna be there when I need to work out and maybe watch some film. Maybe go watch some film with Jason Witten. How about that? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe go pick his brain a little bit, but
he can make a call or two for you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go up there tomorrow and be like, hey, what are the odds we can just sit down and you just teach me everything, It's just,
Well, how about you just make me you? Cool? Yeah, cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
The position change ended up working out for you, in my opinion. Like I think that you've got a future in the National Football League, playing tight end, playing special teams. What was that process like for you, man? Because I went through it. Now, I stayed on the same side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation with Bob Stoops was very short. He was like, hey, what do you think about moving to center? I was like, Coach, you get paid a lot of money to make these decisions. If you think it's best for the team, let's roll. And that was it. Like It was like, all right, go to the O-line room. And that, like, it was that short. What was that process switching to the other side of the ball? I can't imagine it was an easy decision.
Yeah, no doubt. It was definitely a hard decision. And, one thing that a lot of people might not really know was that I was the one that initiated it. You know what I mean? Like I was the one that approached Coach V and kind of came to this point where I thought that this might be the best decision for me to provide more value to the team. You know what I mean? I started really thinking about it in the back half of my junior year. We went 6-7, weren't doing very well. I had a very high role in special teams. So I was on all 4 special teams and was providing some value there. But there was something in me that felt like I could be given more to this team. And I wanted to be able to help, lead this team to success. And I just didn't think that I was going to be able to do that on the defensive side of the ball. At that point in my career, I wasn't where I thought I should be as a linebacker in his 3rd season. It still just wasn't comfortable for me. Conceptually, in my brain, I knew everything that was going on. I could coach it, I could teach it to anybody, but for whatever reason, when I got out there, it just didn't feel natural. And it was hard to go through that. And I was spending a lot of time trying to get out of it. And it just kind of never really happened. And so I pretty much thought on it for a while in the back half of the season and came to the conclusion that maybe this just isn't for me. I'd been an offensive guy my entire life. Coming into college, I had only played offense growing up and throughout high school. And so it was more of a projection that I was a defensive player. And I kind of got to the point where I was like, all right, well, I think that experiment kind of failed. You know what I mean? And so I approached Coach V. It was definitely a hard decision, but I was pretty much like, hey, I'm at this point in my career. I feel like I'm not really providing as much value as I'd like to. I'd like to be able to lead this team and provide more value. What do you think about me switching to offense and maybe seeing if I could, be more beneficial to the team there? And, obviously he was very supportive of it. But they gave me a spring to do it. And they said like, yeah, obviously that's kind of an interesting thing you're asking here. Not a lot of people do this and are able to have success in such a short period of time. And so they gave me the spring. He was very supportive of, me trying to do what I think is best for the team. So gave me a spring to do it. And they were like, yeah, we'll give you this. And if it doesn't work out, we'd love to have you come back and be just a reserve linebacker kind of guy. And, just continue to provide the value that you have on special teams. We think that you can play this game for a long time, just playing special teams. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, well, I got nothing to lose. So, knew it was going to be a lot. Knew it was going to be a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice. There's a ton that went into it behind the scenes. There was a ton of people that helped me and that poured into me and believed in me behind the scenes, which I'm super grateful for. And there was a ton of long nights at the facility. And, at the end of the day, it kind of just lots of ups and downs and learning and just a very good mindset of getting through it. It ended up working out pretty well for me. And so, yeah, still improving.
It worked out really well. And, as good as it worked out, I was still over here saying, can we hand him the ball? Can we put the kid at running back?
Yeah,
I know we've all seen the same film from high school, right? Mm-hmm. Did that conversation ever happen? And if it didn't, why didn't you go up there and make it happen?
Yeah, right. So, it never happened like that. It was almost like I was in this very humble, reserved, listen, I'm just going to do everything I possibly can to provide value to this team. And I didn't have a swagger or a confidence yet about hey, why don't you hand me the ball? What's going on? What are we doing? It was more so hey, listen, you tell me where to go. You tell me what to do. I'm going to do as hard as I can. I'm going to do it. Anything I can do to help the team win. That's what I'm going to do. And so started off as a tight end, and then it kind of just, I was able to make some plays there at tight end, and we had a really good running back room. You know what I mean? So it was it wasn't necessarily I was needed back there. We talked about it throughout the year, and John said at some point in the season, we're going to hand you the ball. And I was like, it sounds like fun to me. And then I guess it kind of just never worked out that way. And like I said, we had a ton of good running backs. And so I think they just thought that our running backs were good the way they were, and that I could just keep providing value from that tight end position that I was working in.
Should have handed you the ball. It was a mistake not to. I got no problem saying that.
Little jet sweep here and there would have been nice.
You think? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe hand it to the 235-pound guy that can fly. Let's not overthink it.
Tackle out there in the flat at all.
Let's not overthink. Maybe we throw the 235-pound athlete a bubble every once in a while. Let him go do something with it. Just let's maybe do some simple things, Jaren. Just simple things. That's all I ask.
Just touch game. Just some little touch game.
Hey, just let my man get the ball in space. Just give him a little space. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, don't. We love Arbuckle. Arbuckle's our guy. But
I'm not gonna tell Arbuckle how to do his job. I love Arbuckle. We always had a ton of trust in the way that he was running the show and how we were going to get things done. And so I never really wanted to be that guy to step on anybody's toes.
You didn't have to. All you had to do is just text him your high school running back just out of the blue. Don't say anything. Just send the video over.
Oh, he's seen it. He's definitely seen it. I would send him plays all the time, and I would find watching film. There was just one play in particular that I begged him to put in that we never did. And it was, I believe it was 2017, and they ran GY counter, but it was a pop pass.
Oh, so, yeah. Dimitri Fowler's Ohio State.
Full on pulled and inserted on that backer, but then it was a pop pass. I was like, this is the coolest play I've ever seen. And I sent it to him. I was like, we need to put this in the playbook right now and call it. And it'll work every single time. And it's I don't know. Plays like that, there's plays that always work that they never get called. We would run pop passes, and we had a goal line play. It's literally spider 2-wide banana, if you're familiar with that terminology. We ran that all the time in spring, all the time in fall camp, and it worked every single time. I scored on it every single time, and we got to season and never called it. I was like, what are we doing, man? This has been documented to work incredibly well. Just call spider 2-wide banana. It's not hard. You know what I mean?
Well, you're going to see it in the NFL because everyone runs it every week.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll immediately think of Gruden.
You can't stop it. You literally can't stop it because, being a linebacker, if you have to fit that swapping pullback or fullback, you're not going to have enough. You can't fall into the fight. It's
tough.
Whatever. Football's hard.
Football's hard. Speaking of hard, when you look at how the season went, right? You guys go to the playoff. You lose to Bama at home. I think everyone, for the vast majority of people associated with OU, say, hey, that was a pretty solid season. Especially with what the schedule looked like coming in. But how did you feel as a guy that was in it day to day? How did you feel the season went as a whole for you guys?
Yeah. Obviously, like you said, being able to overcome the strength of schedule we did and to be able to win those games and go on that run, it was incredible. But it just almost like it came to an abrupt end, and feel like it was supposed to be more. You know what I mean? It's the worst feeling ever, and it sucks. And you just, we already beat them once. It's hard to beat a team twice, but the way that we were in control of that game in the first half, and then to just let it slip and to just go out that way was absolutely brutal. I mean, it's just hard to even think about it now. And I have yet to like watch that game on film because it like makes me sick to my stomach to watch it. Like some of the interviews I did at the Shrine game, they were pulling up plays from the Bama game. I was like, you gotta be kidding me with this. But I was able to compose myself, and
It's like, oh no, I haven't seen that. You cannot show me a play that I have not watched on film. That is, you have no way of preparing.
It's against the rules. It's against the rules.
Yeah, not that one. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, I had an incredible season. I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to have the role that I did on this team, and being able to lead guys, and maybe inspire some people with what I was able to do, and just fight next to my brothers for one last year. And then obviously just came to an abrupt end. Obviously wish we could have gone a little further. Played that really good Indiana team, but obviously just very grateful for this past season, and blessed to be able to be a part of it in the way that I was.
What was your favorite game? I mean, Tennessee game was crazy. That was fun. Alabama was crazy.
Honestly,
he's going to say Michigan because that catch was sick.
That was
sweet. That was sweet.
I was going to say Michigan just because I think that game was really the point in the season, not because of me personally, but like as a team, where we were like, okay, like we could be legit, because it was early in the season. Michigan was supposed to be a really good team. They still were a really good team, I think, throughout the rest of the year. Correct me if I'm wrong there. They were pretty solid. And to be able to go out there, and honestly, I can't remember what the score was, but it felt like we dominated them in like every aspect of the
game.
That
like 8 or 9 minute drive to end it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And like that was like that was when we knew this season, had the potential to kind of do something. And then adding on to that, kind of piggybacking off of that, the run we went on in November. It's not a specific game, but just that last stretch, Tennessee and Alabama in particular, where it was like nobody expected us to be here. F them, you know what I mean? We went out and we on the road was able to get those 2 games done. It wasn't pretty on offense in either one of them, but we had an elite defense that we were able to lean on, an elite kicker, so we didn't have to get that close anyway. He would just nail it from freaking 90. And obviously Tennessee's environment was out of this world. I mean, it felt like I was in a movie. It, like, to this day, and probably for the rest of my life, will be the coolest place, away environment that I've played in. Obviously nothing's like playing in front of Sooner Nation, but being
you don't have to lie. That was crazy, dude. Like it was nuts. Like it was
different. I mean,
yeah, it was just different. It's
blackout. That was the only game this year where I'm standing 3 yards away from John and he's screaming at me and I couldn't hear him. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, we were there. We were like, dang. Okay, yeah, we get it. Credit to them. Now, how I will always wonder what the season could have been. And you guys end up hosting a playoff game. Like it's a really good season, a lot of great memories. Like you mentioned, the run in November, but I'll always wonder what the season would have been if Mateer doesn't hurt his hand.
Yeah, that's another one.
What was that like for you guys on offense? Because he came back. We were all so excited he was coming back, and then it was just clear like he wasn't himself. Like what was that like for you being his teammate and the offense as a whole, knowing like, hey, this guy, he's putting it on the line for us, but clearly he's not back to what he was? Because you mentioned the Michigan game. Teddy and I were coming on here going, we may have the best quarterback in the country, dude. You know? Exactly.
Right now, actually. I'll get back. Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a little disappointing. We all felt super bad for him, just because we knew the kind of goals that he had and how much he wanted to, be at his best for us. And we saw him when he was at his best, or what he could do, like in the spring and then those first few games. I feel like there really wasn't a game yet where he actually showed like what we knew he could do. Like he's crazy. I mean, I'm not trying to like glaze him or anything because he'll make fun of me for it, but he's incredible. I mean, I've obviously haven't played.
Let me chime in here. I think men should be able to compliment other men and
Yeah.
not feel bad about it. That's how I feel. I just want to say that. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
So-
yeah, they should be able to, but that's just not going to happen, Gabe. I mean, you're right, but you know how it is.
Grow up, men everywhere.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I got
Was
no problem.
Mateer just calling you? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was
Did
trying
that
to.
say
answer it.
John
We can-
Mayer on it?
It said material. It was like.
Oh, it just, okay. That's
You
funny.
just say, hey, you're live on the podcast.
I'll call him back.
We haven't had him on, which is strange.
Yeah,
But
I think he's
he
one of the-
is. That was just. I feel like that injury kind of just really prevented you guys from being the offense you were going to be. You know what I mean? That had to be a little frustrating.
Hey, I'm on this podcast. You're on speakerphone. You want to say hi?
You're on a podcast.
We're actually talking about you right now.
Your ears were burning, Mateer.
Yeah, that's why you called me. I'm on with Gabe and Teddy. We're talking about how bad you are.
Gabe and Teddy, am I missing something?
The Oklahoma breakdown.
Oh,
Ever heard of it?
oh, I thought it was a Zoom call.
It is.
Oh, it's both of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
No.
all right. Yeah, well, tell them I'm trash. So
we are. We're talking about it right now. Yeah, I'm
so
probably.
I'm not coming.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna make it. We'll probably be on this
Dude,
one.
you're right.
Bro, I didn't
All
know.
right. Boomer. Let's just make sure everybody in the country knows that Jaren flakes on every plan that we've ever had together.
That's not true. We were supposed to sit in the sauna tonight. He wanted me to come sit in the sauna with
Oh,
him.
sweat it out. You got to sweat it out.
You supposed to be my boy.
Is Owen there?
No.
Ah, that's why you're calling me. Owen flaked on you too. You what? All right, I gotta go. These guys are more important than you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye. I mean, this guy, talk about how NIL changing the game. This guy has a sauna, a full-size sauna that can fit 4 people in his garage, which used to be my garage, by the way. He moved into
Good
my
investment. I like it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Invest
like-
in your body, John Mateer. I like that.
Yeah, but I didn't have no sauna money when I was playing. You know, like that's crazy. That's
Hey, quarterbacks. Hey, it's like that for those quarterbacks, man.
yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm gonna use as much as I can. But he moved into my old house and like made it way cooler than I did. So it kind of sucks. It's like a man cave. He's got a ping pong table in the garage. You got a sauna in there. I'm gonna be over there as much as I can. Just use all.
I'm just mad at him because I'm gonna have to edit that, or else I'm gonna get calls from someone. They're gonna be like, "What happened? I didn't do it. I didn't make the kids say those things."
You know, you just
He just made me like have to do a bunch of extra work. This is frustrating.
He's the worst, bro. I'm telling you. Like you don't want
standard
to
quarterback. Everyone else has to do the work. You know.
you don't want to be around this guy. He's the worst person ever. No, but he's great.
Oh, that's funny. We'll get you back to the interview, but first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
with ice cold beers, great food, and TVs all around, Pub W is the perfect spot to catch OU football and NFL Sundays. Pub W has been voted best happy hour 3 years in a row and serves brunch Saturday and Sunday mornings until 2 p.m. You can enjoy classics like chicken and waffles and their steak breakfast burrito, as well as unique dishes like the Big Country Benedict. Plus, brunch Marys, mimosas, and espresso martinis. Visit pubdub.com to find a location near you. Pub W, good food, good drinks, good people.
Insurica's launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, back to the interview. Now, this is kind of a weird transition into a sentimental question, but I feel like you became maybe the fans' favorite player over the last year. And I think it had to do with you staying at OU, the position change, and then doing some really good things at the position, your personality, that you're a funny guy, all those things. Berger, of course, factors into this as well.
He helped a
But
lot.
how do you kind of hope OU fans remember you, if that makes sense?
Definitely. It's really cool to be considered a fan favorite, kind of following in the footsteps of my buddy Danny Stutzman. I think he was considered kind of a fan favorite for his off the field personality and obviously being a beast on the field as well. And so obviously just being able to be remembered for, you touched on it, being a guy that was just committed to the program and was here his entire career, through a lot of different kinds of ups and downs and adversity and doubt. And, just a guy that was so committed to the idea of what it means to be an Oklahoma Sooner, which is a really big deal, and to be able to say that, to be able to have graduated from there and say that I stuck with it because of what that means to me, is a huge deal. And if that's all I'm remembered for, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? I'm happy that I was able to, give some people some good football to watch and some things to laugh about off the field and, be a character that people can relate to and, enjoy to watch. But at the end of the day, just being a guy that was committed to being an Oklahoma Sooner.
Was that, I don't know, maybe this is weird, but was that always kind of your personality, like growing up, or did you and Stutzman kind of pull that out of each other to some degree? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think we definitely fed off of each other a lot. As much as it doesn't really seem like it, I'm honestly deep down more of a kind of reserved, don't like to be on social media a whole lot kind of thing. But like, if there's opportunity to put something funny out there and I know it's going to make people laugh, then I'm going to do it. And Danny kind of also brought that out of me a little bit because, when people act differently when they're by themselves and you put them together and they can be a whole different thing. And I think me and Danny just had a very interesting dynamic where we kind of brought a lot of funnier things out of each other and leaned into each other for things like that.
Hey, the low hanging fruit, just publicly make fun of each other nonstop, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know what I mean? So being able to have a relationship with a guy like that, that's, got the personality he does was awesome.
Okay. We asked some fans to send in questions for you.
Oh boy.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, because I looked at the tweet and read them all.
Okay, good. So you did your homework. That's the sign. See, NFL teams, look at this guy. Look at this guy preparing for the podcast appearance.
I love it.
This first one comes from at DJ Gomez 5280. How did the program evolve from his first year to his last year?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. So obviously culture is something that takes time to develop. And in the first year, obviously it was Coach Venables coming in and bringing in this new staff, and trying to cultivate and kind of plant the seeds for the direction that we want this program to go, and kind of still maybe dealing with some of the oddballs that were left over from the old staff. And which I say jokingly because there was a lot of commitment early on. And there was a lot of guys that, were recruited by Riley that bought in instantly and were able to set a great, incredible, firm foundation for the place that this program's at today, and just buying into the things that Coach V was trying to instill in us and how we were trying to be as a team and as a culture, and really set a great foundation, like I said. And so the first year and then going into the second, it was kind of just going through the growing pains of building that and doing things the right way, doing things the hard way, getting rid of the old habits of things that maybe wouldn't bring success, you know what I mean? And just getting the right people in the room and getting the wrong people to change. Or leave, you know what I mean? So obviously going through the first few years, and then in the fourth year, I'd say we had gotten to a point where it was player led at that point. And the culture was it lives in itself and grows on itself because it's in the locker room. It's the guys. They're leading it now. It's not just the coaching staff. It's evolved into something else. That's, the guys and the players can be the spearhead of it, which is, the first few years, it's the coaches getting a select few to lead. And now it's like, you look back on this past team and it seems like there was 50 leaders on the team, like guys that really knew what it was about and guys that other guys could really lean into to be about the right stuff. And so it was just, we were able to build this incredible self-sustaining culture of a bunch of guys that are all about the right things. And it took time, and I think it's in a great place now. And I was in the locker room today, and it seems like we got a bunch of great guys in there coming up this next year. They're going to be about the same stuff. So
what was it like? Cause you came in when Venables came in, so you didn't know what it was like before, but what were some of the guys saying, like in the locker room, about how different it was? Were some guys like, what the hell's going on here? Or was everyone just kind of on board with it and okay with it? And obviously, I mean, you're going to lose some people along the way, but was there like a strong reaction to the changes?
For the most part, what I can remember, most guys were kind of just buying into it. And then there was a few here and there where it's like, why are we doing all this stupid stuff? Like, this doesn't have anything to do with football. And it's like, he brought in like initially the sole mission just seemed like something that was extra that nobody wanted to do. And now it's just great opportunity for us to invest in ourselves, off the field and become men and leaders and all that stuff. And it's like, initially people were like, man, what the hell does this got to do with football? And, and we would have meetings that would go really long, and we're not even talking about football. We're just talking about life and what it means to be a man and how to do things the right way and the little things and all this stuff. And it's almost like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm here to play football. You know what I mean? But then you started to realize, like, this is the stuff that really helps you become a great football player and a great man, and stuff that you can carry with you for the rest of your life. Because, football is the greatest game on earth because it mirrors, and you learn so much about yourself and about how to go throughout the rest of your life through the game of football, dealing with adversity, persevering through things, building relationships, connecting with people, all those kinds of things that you learn from this game. And so, kind of got off track there, but yeah, there was at first it was like, man, why are we doing all this stuff? And then it kind of graduated and people bought in and like, oh, this stuff matters, and it's helping us be a better team. And also with this stuff, with like the team bonding things, we did a ton of team bonding stuff. And the most we ever did was this last off season. And I kind of poked fun at it with those mandatory fun shirts that I made. But we had so much mandatory fun, like events, that everybody was like, why do we have this scheduled in here? Like, I don't want to go do bowling. Like, we just got done with a hard ass summer workout. But then you would get there and everybody would have a blast, and it would be super competitive, and the brotherhood would just grow and develop, and it really just brought us closer together. So it kind of stuff like that.
This next question comes from @BE_trades. I need to know about the Journey tattoo down the leg.
Yeah, so that is something that I got from my mom. Growing up, something that she would always tell us was just to find joy in your journey, whether it be journey throughout life or journey, because life is a bunch of processes, and you're constantly going through a process, or you're going through something. And so just being able to find joy in that journey of the journey you're currently on right now, like this journey of trying to make it to the NFL, or the journey of a season, or of an off season. Like, there's just finding happiness and gratitude in the moment you're in, and finding joy within that journey that you're on. And
it's like what you said earlier, you remember the locker room, you remember the sweating and bleeding with your brothers. Like, that's the stuff that matters along the way.
Yeah, exactly. And just in the grand scheme of things, just finding things to be happy about in the process of working towards something great. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I live by, and something my mom has always said to me and always instilled in me. And she even wrote a book about it. I think it's called, like, I can't remember what it's called. It says Journey in there somewhere though, but she wrote a book about it. And so it's a
I can't remember what it's called.
You're gonna have to edit that out.
We love you, Mrs. Kanak. We love you.
It's okay. Autobiography is like a life story, right?
Yes, about yourself. You write it about yourself.
It's her autobiography about like our journey, about like our past, like my dad passing away, and like kind of the things that she's gone through, and getting to the point we are today with our family today. And so it's kind of funny because she came out with this book kind of describing it, and I was like, why the hell would I read that thing? I was there, like I lived it. What do I need to know?
I don't need to read this. Mom, I was there the whole time.
I was there. It's
dude, that is funny.
I did end up reading it and getting through it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. And there was some stuff I didn't know, so it was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that's
Right.
hilarious. This other one comes from Adam Rush. If he had the opportunity, would he have switched to tight end earlier, or did it play in a way for him to be the best version of himself?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the best version part, because I truly believe that everything that I went through was happening for me and not happening to me. And even as I was reflecting back on it, there was so many things that I learned throughout that process of being a defensive player that in the end was one of the biggest reasons that I had success as an offensive player. You know what I mean? And just don't need to get into like any specific details or anything, but just obviously being able to have the defensive understanding helped me a ton on the offense. And then one unique one in particular, because it's almost like I was thinking like maybe if I did 2 years of linebacker and then 2 years of tight end, it would have been like perfect. But then I thought I was reflecting on my junior year. And one thing that a lot of people don't really know about that junior year was how committed I was and how much time I really spent at the facility, like trying to make it work and trying to make it happen. And I was there for hours on end, doing as much as I possibly could, watch as much tape as I could, doing extra drills, doing everything I could to try and like make this happen. And it didn't happen. I saw no results. And that was like a very interesting teaching point for me, because I was at a point in my career where it's like, I literally just gave like 179% effort, and like thinking like, all right, if this doesn't work out, like, I don't know what else I could possibly do. And it didn't work out. But then I was able to switch to offense and give that same effort with almost what seemed like instant results. And so it was like throughout that whole junior season where I just wasn't playing, I was still game planning and watching tape and going throughout my process as if I was the starter. And doing that and getting no results and not becoming the starter helped me a ton, because then it was so much easier to do it when I was actually the guy out there playing. And it already became habitual. Like, this is just what I do, And I got to a point where I wasn't doing it for the results. I'd already done this and gotten no results, and just fell in love with the process of doing hard things, preparing like a pro, and going through these deep schedules, and just because I'm falling in love with the process. And then I was able to do it on the offensive side of the ball and reap the benefits of it. And it was just awesome. You know what I mean? And so it taught me to be committed to a process and not be outcome or goal oriented, but more so just committed to doing all that I can in this moment and taking advantage of these opportunities. And then whatever results come is whatever results come. So
I like it. Timing was right too.
mm-hmm.
Timing was right. I don't remember what the roster looked like then, but
yeah,
we had to have you whenever you switched this go around for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy the way it worked out. And for whatever reason, throughout my life, I've gone through a lot of different weird things, and they just all seem to work out. I got on my side, so things should tend to go the right way.
Last question, Kanak. I appreciate the time, man. This has been a lot of fun. It comes from @nihilisms_BFF. What percentage of his future rookie contract goes to Berger? Also, is his agent getting Berger a fresh pet sponsorship? Just want to make sure Berger gets his cut.
Do not worry. Do not fret. Berger is going to get more than enough of what he's owed, of what he's deserved for, everything that he's done for me, all the support he's given me throughout this year. It's just been me and him. You know what I mean?
Where was he when you were at the combine? Who had the duties of watching over him?
Yeah, so I have actually having an incredible family friend thing with there's these people named Todd and Debbie. They run a tailgate. They run an OU tailgate, and they've became really good friends with my parents through Danny's parents. They were good friends with Danny's parents, and introduced them to my parents. And they've been basically an extension of my family in Norman. So I'm incredibly grateful for them. And, you know, they've watched Burger a ton. She does my hair. Miss Debbie, she works at a salon. It's called Bella Capelli. It's in Moore. Little shout out there. But they've been incredible. Obviously huge OU fans. They live in Moore, and they've been very, very supportive of us, taking care of Burger, of me and Danny, taking care of Burger, taking care of Danny's dog, just being a friend to my parents, and just being awesome, kind of like my Norman parents. And so I'm obviously very, very grateful for, you know, them and the relationship I've been able to build with them. So they take care of Burger. He's with me now. Here in Norman. I'm reunited with him again.
Where is he? Is he around you? Show me Burger. Burger, where are you?
He's back in the bedroom.
So don't wake Burger. Don't wake Burger.
I actually had him sitting on the chair next to me for the first half of the episode, and he got bored.
He's ready for a sauna session. Take Burger in there. Give me a little sweat.
Do not do that. That is a bad idea. Or if you bring him like an ice cold bowl of water. Are there any studies on the effects of dogs sauning?
Yeah, they're bad. Gotta be bad.
This leads into something really funny that just happened yesterday. So I went over and sauna at John's house yesterday. And funny thing about me and Owen Heineke is we like share, for whatever reason, we share the same like AI account. And so he was like, you go on the account and you can see the things that I look up, and you can see the things that Owen looks up, and he's looking up like these super smart, like intellectual questions, like things to help him like with school, not cheating by any means with school, but like just like help him like provide an outline for how to write a paper, or like smart analytical questions. And you scroll down and you see, can dogs go in sauna?
Oh,
I wonder.
Now I need to know, like, what did it say? What did our new digital overlord say?
I'm trying to find it right now.
Brian said, no, please do not.
Please don't do that.
Don't
and
do
then
it.
it's just like the follow-up is, what about wiener dogs? What about dachshunds?
What kind of dogs? I can't find it, but it was funny. I was joking with him because I actually brought it up to him today, like, because I didn't know he still had my AI account. I think I gave him my email one time. Sometimes I'll go in there and I'll see something. I'm like, where did this come from? But no, that was funny. I actually did use AI to look up, can dogs go in sauna? The answer was yes for a very short period of time, but don't recommend it because they don't sweat like humans do, so they can't be in there like humans can. But I'm glad you brought that up because I too was very curious to see if I could pop Burger in there with me. Because the reason that I was curious about that is because Todd and Debbie, like I just mentioned, bless their hearts, they fattened him up. Like, he's so fat. Like, they hell out of him. Like, I probably should go get him and show you right now. He needs to go on a diet, and he's on one.
You need to start that detox. Dog detox.
I'm taking him on walks as much as I can. I mean, I got a ton of free time. So he gets plenty of walk time. They got 3 other dogs, and they're all big dogs. And I swear they give Burger the same portions that they give this big dog, because he comes back so fat every single time. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're always in denial about it too. I'm like, oh my gosh.
We don't know what you're talking about. We feed him exactly what you tell us to feed him. We swear. They're feeding him like burgers, steaks.
Yeah, they are. They probably are.
Well, this was awesome, dude. We will see you at Pro Day. Cool. I think we're going to do some coverage of that. So we'll get to watch you show off a little bit for all the NFL scouts that are going to be there. But best of luck with the rest of the process, man. No, it's a stressful one, but this entire fan base has your back, man.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on. It was a great time.
For all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions.
We are brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With America's largest network of parts and care, Napa has the products, people, and knowledge you need to keep your vehicle ready to hit the road. Backed by a nationwide network of nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and 18,000 Napa Auto Care centers, you're never far from the parts you need to stay ahead of the curve. Whether it's your AC, oil change, cleanup, or tune-up, visit your local Napa Auto Parts or NapaOnline.com for all your automotive needs.
And 3 things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10 for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear around. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10. Buttery soft and 10% off. Let's finish up with our winners and losers of the week. As always, Ted, kicks off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
OU men's hoops with the big win over Missouri. Dude, they're on a roll right now. That was emphatic.
Another, tip to final buzzer, solid performance that I feel like the fan base just doesn't know how to react to, honestly.
It was funny because my son had a baseball game, and after the game was over, I was rushed to get out to the car and turn the radio on. And as soon as it came on, I didn't know what the score was. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew it was good. I could just tell that Toby just, had that vibe in his voice. And finally he let out the score. And I think at the time we were up like 15 or 18, something like that already pretty early in the game. It was like, okay, yes, pressure's off. I guess it hasn't been off with leads this year, but they're starting to close it out. I mean, it feels like they've slayed that demon to some degree, at least lately.
And it's not like Missouri's trash.
No. No.
That's a solid SEC basketball team that came into Norman, and OU was clearly the better team. Clearly, I thought that, it helps when you shoot 55% from 3. Okay, I got that totally. But it's not like they hit 20 of them. They hit 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But when this team is playing consistently on both ends of the floor, man, they're pretty dang good. And I continue, for whatever reason, to watch every second of these games. And I don't know, man, I'm torn with this whole thing. I'm sitting here going, why didn't you guys just do this more? Yeah. Just do it more. Like, you didn't have to do it every time, but just like more times,
Yep.
Because I think all of us are just kind of in a weird place watching this team right now.
Well, there's a couple of things. Like, first of all, Wagee's been really good, and whenever he's able to stay on the floor and not get in foul trouble, they're a different basketball team. And then Forsyth, I think that, since he's not a starter and, fighting through the ankle stuff, I think we kind of, or maybe me, I don't know, maybe glossed over how important he is to this basketball team, because since he's gotten healthy, it's totally changed the dynamic. I was looking at it yesterday during the radio show. He went through a stretch where he was like 2 of 35 or something from the field and just wasn't feeling good, went through that cold stretch, was trying to battle through injury. But now that he's gotten over that and has his confidence back, it's a different team. It really makes you wonder, like, how different would things be right now if Missouri doesn't hit those 2 buzzer beaters against us? Because that was like right in the middle of the stretch, and I don't know. Maybe they don't have a chance to make the tournament, but for me, like, I'm all in right now. I'm saying,
Ted,
you beat Texas, then you go beat a couple of teams in the. For me, it's going to make it that much enjoyable to watch it, to feel like, there's an opportunity there for us.
They've sucked you back in.
I never left, honestly, and I'm kind of proud of myself.
I have never left either. I've been watching you and I too. We don't deserve credit, but It's kind of just what we do. OU basketball's playing, we
Right.
watch it. That's just who we are. I was watching it with my sons last night, and my poor 4-year-old. It's just everything's about winning championships in his head right now. And he won a championship in basketball, so now it's like everything that I associate with needs to win a championship. Thunder won a championship. He won a championship. Hey, Dad, are the Sooners going to win the championship? And I had to explain, I don't think so, son. And he's just basically, why not? They look great. They're beating Missouri. And it's kind of hard to explain the dynamics of Oklahoma men's basketball right now to a 4-year-old, let me tell you. But I find myself going, son, they're pretty good. They're not awful. And he's like, well, how many games have they won? And I was like, I'm not going to answer that.
That numbers really don't.
Because it's not reflective of how solid of a team they are. With it doesn't help now, really, but when they are playing their best, they're pretty good. And when they've played really well, usually it's some big game from Nigel Pack, right? Or some big game from Xavier Brown. Like it has typically been guard driven. And when you look at the win against Missouri, it's not like one guy really stood out. Now, Jaden Jones coming off the bench, he gave him a nice boost. I thought that was one of his best games, but really, Pack didn't even have double digits. He had 8 points. And it was just the balance of all the other guys. Like all the other guys were in double digits, all the other starters.
Yep.
So I don't know how to feel, man, but is it crazy to think they can make a little run to the SEC tournament? I don't know. Nothing's crazy at this point.
Well, talking with Toby, the first thing they want is the better seeding in the draw, because McGee's still going through the Ramadan stuff, and if they could beat Texas and get the better seeding, they can play at night where he's going to be able to have some food in his belly,
some sustenance,
get some energy going. So that's number one. But if you don't beat Texas, it's all over. So you don't have a chance to make the tournament. So all the focus has to be right there. Texas is playing better, and that's going to be a tough game to go win. But if they continue to play like they have, everyone chips in, maybe Pat gets hot, maybe they get someone off the bench, Forsyth gets hot from three. As long as McGee can stay out of foul trouble and stay on the floor, you feel like we have to, if we don't go down and have an abysmal night shooting, that we have a chance to win the game. And if you win the game, who knows, right? Who knows what could happen?
7:30 Saturday night in Austin, SEC
Can't
Network.
wait.
I will have a beverage in hand, ready to cheer for the Sooners.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's nothing wrong with having a little hope,
Little hope. Little hopium's good for everyone.
Yep. Who do you have as your loser of the week?
OU baseball, that damn Dallas Baptist came to town and we beat them, which I would say is awesome, but we just don't know what this means is the problem. It's a good team. They come in, we work a couple of arms through, it was a tight game. We led for a big portion, got the insurance run late. It's a nice win. I wish we could celebrate it, but we just don't know what it means. That's the only problem here. Could be a good omen, could be a bad omen. We just have to see how it plays out.
I was monitoring the game, and the entire time I found myself going, I don't know if this is good or bad.
I know. It's the problem.
This is what you've done to me. The Dallas Baptist conundrum. Oh, we don't know. Like if you beat them 10-0, okay, you're feeling really good. If they beat you 10-0, you may be in a weird way feeling even better.
Correct.
But like a 2-0,
we don't know.
We're in no man's land here.
And we're in a fog, and it feels horrible. We have no idea where we're going and what's going to happen. It's brutal.
I kind of enjoy the uncertainty, though.
I do too.
All we
It's
needed
exciting.
against Dallas Baptist was LeChance. That's all we needed.
That's it. Just give us the chance. And, it's kind of the same thing. As soon as I tuned into the game, I was like, let's go. Give me the score. And I was kind of hoping for, like what you said, either to be way down or way ahead. And it was 1-0. I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? Who knows? But if you want, let's just step outside of the Dallas Baptist conundrum and just take a look at the team. They're cruising right now, playing really good baseball. I don't know if you've been watching any of the SEC stuff, but it's been wild. Like some of the midweek games and stuff going on in the SEC has been a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be a crazy season again in SEC baseball.
Santa Clara weekend series.
Is that right? Yeah. I think that's
the
right.
Fighting Jalen Williamses, the Fighting Steve Nashes.
Yep. Everyone needs to watch this and take notes so we can maybe see what the future holds with the 2-0 win over Dallas Baptist on a Tuesday midweek. So, I don't know. The homework. This is homework for everyone.
We will be watching on pins and needles to see what the Tuesday night win over Dallas Baptist means. Like, what does it mean, man?
I almost
you clearly, I can tell you don't like it. I sense an uneasiness about you talking about this.
I know that if we happen to lose the opener of this series, the comment section is going to blow up. That damn Dallas Baptist.
Well, we'll see. Thursday through Sunday against Santa Clara, right?
I think that's right. Yeah. And I don't know. Hopefully the weather holds up. I know we're supposed to have some storms and stuff going on, but hopefully we get some opportunities to play this thing through. And all kidding aside, I love where the baseball team's at right now. It's going to be a fun year.
I'm with you, man. I'm doing my best to lock in more for you, okay?
That's right.
I'm doing it, Skip Johnson. I'm doing it for the squad. Doing it for the pod. Here we go. Let's get to my winner and loser. But first, guys, getting older sucks. Joints are a little stiffer in the morning. Recovering from a workout takes a little longer, and that's why I've started using Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides. Bubs helps restore collagen levels closer to what your body naturally had in its youth, so your joints feel stronger, your hair and nails grow healthier, and your skin looks smoother. Bubs has no junk in it, and it's NSF certified for sport and Whole30 approved, and mixes seamlessly in water, coffee, or a shake. And this is awesome. Bubs Naturals is a tribute to former Navy SEAL Glenn Bub Doherty, a national hero who laid down his life saving Americans in Benghazi, and Bubs donates 10% of all profits to charity in Glenn's honor, starting with the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation. Live better longer. For a limited time only, our listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code OKBreakdown at checkout. Just head to bubsnaturals.com and use code OKBreakdown, and you're all set. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you. All right, for my winner of the week, give me Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Because the dedication to attracting players to those two schools cannot be questioned at this point in time, Ted.
I think you're right.
We've already got a judge that somehow, like Trinidad Chambliss is playing in 2026. A judge made it so there in the state of Mississippi, right? So we knew they were pretty much all in. But when it comes out that the Mississippi House has passed a bill to make NIL earnings exempt from state income tax as early as next year, that just takes it to another level, man. And remember, this is not like Texas or Florida or Tennessee. These things are not the same. I've seen people be like, oh, well, these states do this. No. There's no state income tax for anyone in Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. So it's all the same for everyone. What Mississippi is doing is giving college athletes special tax treatment that other citizens of Mississippi aren't getting, which is something.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I got no problem with it. Now, I can understand some of the pushback they're going to get from it from people. I get that. But here's the thing with me. It's simple. Taxation is theft, okay? So I don't think anyone anywhere ever should have to pay taxes. That's just me.
Well, by the way, maybe the most anti-taxation podcast you're going to find right here.
Yes.
Not
absolutely.
Big fans of the government taking our money on the Oklahoma breakdown. Just we should probably establish that.
Now, here's the only thing that I would say about this. Like I would attach something to it. It's like, okay, your NIL's tax-free if you rush for 500 yards or if you throw for 20 touchdowns or if you get 5 sacks. Like for us, I would say our state legislator needs to put in that all of our NIL payments to players are tax exempt if they beat Texas that year. Tax exempt. You don't beat Texas, bam, pay the fine, buddy.
I love it. Oklahoma legislators, how about, hey, you don't have to pay state income tax, guys, if you make the college football playoff.
There you go.
Just
Boom.
dangle the carrot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and then it's on you, right? Hey, you don't want to pay state income tax?
Hey, we're trying to help you.
Yeah,
right?
we want you to succeed. We don't want to have to collect your taxes. We don't want that. We want you to win because
That's
it's
right.
great for the state, and you will be rewarded if you do something great for the state. I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
I'm
and
sure
the NCAA is going to be like, listen, you can't attach incentives to it. It's the law. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. It's just the state law. We have no control over that. What are we going to do?
You know how this patchwork system's working. I mean, what it's out of our hands. It's out of our hands.
You got a problem, you can go talk to the legislator, okay? But until then, tax-free.
I do think it's great. Like, you cannot question whether or not the state of Mississippi is all in on being good at football or not.
Hey, and here's the bottom line. Like, I know it's going to draw a lot of attention. Opponents are going to say, well, what about all these other essential jobs? That's fine. Like, I understand. Again, you know my stance on it across the board. But here's the thing. It's big business. It is big business. It drives economies. OU football drives the economy here in Norman. The whole city is built around it. Now, does it all exist without OU football? Sure, but to a much lesser degree. There ain't any argument about that. So, like, on the one side, you look at it and say, geez, people will go to any lengths to win football games. Well, yeah, because there's not just big money for the university and television deals, but there's an entire ecosystem in these states that exist around these programs, and you need them to be successful.
Not much else going on in Oxford, Mississippi.
That's right.
Not much else going on in Starkville.
No.
So, yeah, you do whatever you can to get good players. And ultimately, this is a recruiting tactic. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This allows your coaching staff to say, hey, you're not going to have to pay state income tax on your salary. Which I'm sure there's some people in Mississippi that go, wait, I'm donating all this money. I'm donating to the collective to pay these kids. I got to pay my taxes, but they don't have to pay theirs. I'm sure there's some people that feel that way in Mississippi, and that's fair. But I think there's also a lot of people that are like, whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes, we got to win games.
We got to win games. That's right.
Look, if you're a local business owner in Mississippi, it's extremely valuable for you for them to win football games.
Yep.
So it's definitely a complicated situation, but I I would love to poll the Ole Miss and Mississippi State fan bases and be like, hey, do you like this or not? And I think it'd be a surprising amount of whatever it takes to win games, guys. I don't care.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it's probably not going to be the difference between a 5-star player going to Ole Miss or Mississippi State over Alabama or Georgia, but it's a piece of the pie, right? It's a piece of the pie. You never know. Like, it may help you close the gap a little bit, may help you on, a couple of guys where, financially you just can't quite get there. They want to come to your school, but they're getting a little bit better offer at this other place. It can maybe help you close the gap a little bit. But, the other thing is it just creates attention, right? Every recruit right now is out there saying, that's interesting. Let me start checking the state income tax level everywhere around the country where I'm thinking about playing. Oh, California's off the list.
This is something that comes up in NFL free agency.
Yeah.
This can be the income taxes.
You're talking a $50 million contract. Now we're now numbers are starting to matter.
Well, it's a determining factor. It's not the only factor. It's not the biggest factor, but it is a factor in NFL free agency for sure. And so I'm not that surprised that it's becoming a factor in college football recruiting, especially with the lack of structure of this system. Like these big time quarterbacks like Trinidad Chambliss not having to pay state income taxes on $5 or $6 million, whatever he's making this season. That's a big deal, man. That's a big chunk of change that you're getting to keep. That if he would have gone to LSU with Kiffin, maybe he gets the same round number, but not having to pay state income taxes that's going to make that guy real happy, And
it's just like, it's a badge of honor. Like you wear a nameplate that says tax exempt everywhere you go, right? That's just kind of, it's special status that you're given. Kind of cool.
Do you think this is going to become a topic of conversation very soon in the state of Oklahoma?
I'm sure. I mean, here's the thing. We know how it goes. It's like you go back, it's not very long ago, you go to a college football practice and they're all the same. It's, you hear whistles blowing, you hear pads popping, you hear coaches screaming. And then one team decides we're going to play music. All right. And now, like, recruits show up and it's like, hey, I kind of like the vibe of this practice. Now every single school across the country plays music at their practices, and, they'll use all kinds of crazy things to justify it. So, I mean, it's copycat, right? As soon as one school does something, it's like, hey, you forced our hands. We have to do it now. We have to take pictures at every recruit visit. These things, anytime someone does something, you don't want to lose a step. So if at all possible, you try and match. And I would almost guarantee, I don't know if it happens, but I would almost guarantee that the conversation has started somewhere in some corner.
No doubt. We'll see. We'll monitor the situation. We'll get our lobbyists to monitor the situation. Yeah, we've got lobbyists at the podcast. Yeah. No, we don't. We don't. But it sounded good coming out, didn't it?
We'll have our people draft up some legislation. See if we can run it by some people up at the house.
We'll have Radosevich reach out to Stitt.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
For my loser of the week, SEC women's basketball coaches. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? How in the world Is Aaliyah Chavez not the freshman of the year in the SEC? What are we doing?
Don't know. It feels blatant, doesn't it?
She was the only freshman named to an all SEC team.
Yes.
How is she not the SEC freshman of the year?
8 weekly honors.
She tied the conference record for freshman of the week honors. 8. But she's not the freshman of the year. She averaged 5.5 more points per game than any other freshman in the conference. She was second in assists. She was third in steals. She's on the number 7 team in the country. What are we doing, guys? How is Aaliyah Chavez not the freshman of the year in the SEC? What are we doing?
I wish I had at least some type of response. I don't. That's what I'm saying is like it feels blatant. Like I don't know. It seems like it's a not that there's not other great freshmen and other great opportunities and the girl from Vandy that got it, great player, fine, but I mean it seems pretty easy, doesn't it?
And Aubrey Galvin's a really good player. She lit us up when we played them. Like she can ball. This is not about her, right? But Chavez not getting SEC Freshman of the Year, it brings me back to something that Jenny Baranchek said in her interview on here. She mentioned like people thinking that they paid Chavez like an ungodly amount of money to come to OU. And it kind of feels like that's a factor here to me. That it's almost like, oh, you guys paid this number 1 recruit in the country all this money. I don't know. It almost feels punitive in my mind because when you look at the stats and you look at OU's record, there's only one choice for SEC Freshman of the Year, and it's Aaliyah Chavez.
Right.
So it makes me think that it has something to do with like the NIL piece with her, which that shouldn't be a factor in this stuff. It should be all about the basketball. Now, if some of these coaches want to say, hey, I don't love her shot selection. I think Galvin's a more efficient player. Okay, I guess. But the stats are the stats for her personally, and her team is winning a whole lot of games too. So I don't know, man. It feels like that NIL piece and everything that surrounded her choosing Oklahoma is factoring into this. And I don't like that.
No.
It doesn't feel like that should be a part of this at all.
No, it shouldn't. I mean,
am I crazy for thinking that?
No. What are we going to do? All of a sudden, we're going to jump on our high horse because, some other team, has a player that's getting X amount of dollars at NIL. While you've got, it's not like OU's the only basketball team in the SEC that has players that are making NIL money. Like that's what you're going to use whenever everyone's paying players. It seems kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. I mean, it's always really strange whenever you have these like a vote or something that is so one-sided and I guess I don't know did they give the total, like the vote, how the vote was split? I didn't see that if they did.
All I know is Galvin didn't make an all SEC team and Chavez did.
That's right.
So it seems extremely strange.
You already told on yourself right there.
Right? So I don't know how that happens. I don't know how one woman makes the all SEC team and one does it, and the one that doesn't wins Freshman of the Year. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. And I know that like when they're filling out their ballots, they're separate categories. I assume you fill out, hey, this is who I think should make all SEC. this is who I think should win Freshman of the Year. But it doesn't add up when one of the girls makes all SEC and one doesn't, and the one that doesn't wins the award. I don't know. It's a little strange there, bud.
Yeah, I don't, and it's so strange. The other thing is like, it really makes me question how, because, and I don't know, I obviously casual observer for basketball, but whenever you have the 8 weekly honors, you know, the points, the averages, all of that stuff that she put up, it seems to me like it's almost, I don't know, like there's like a group text or something. Like, I guess I don't know how everyone ends up on something that seems so one-sided that she should get it. How does everyone just naturally end up on the other side of what seems obvious? I don't know. It's weird.
Is Conspiracy Ted back?
Kinda.
Group text of all the other coaches.
Kinda.
Jenny's not in.
I mean,
Conspiring
I don't know about that.
against us, conspiring against Aaliyah Chavez.
I'm just saying, for once, I would like things to feel like it's been conspired for us instead of against us, because it's like every time you turn around, it's like, well, hang on a second. Like, whether it's the schedules and how the schedules unfold and, you know, all of this stuff, it feels like, you know, we've got a pretty strong headwind in everything constantly.
Honestly, maybe this is exactly what OU women's hoops needed.
Yes, that's right. Little anger. Let's go.
They're against us. They don't want to see us thrive. Maybe this gets Chavez locked in for a deep tournament run, for a deep SEC tournament run, and then a deep NCAA tournament run. Let's be real, she hasn't shot it particularly well the majority of the season.
Yep.
Maybe this gives her the little extra focus she needs. I'm choosing to believe that this is going to be a net positive for Jenny Bronchek's team. Going to give us a little chip. Whole team needs to feel the disrespect for
Chavez
Chavez.
is going to turn into an assassin in the SEC tournament. I love it. Let's go.
She just averages like 30.
Yep.
Take good shots, Aaliyah. You don't have to prove a point. Just play your game. Play your game. Like Jenny said, just do what the defense gives you. Make the right reads. But I did love Roger Diddy tweeted about it. There you go, Roger.
That's
I like
right.
it.
That's
Had all the
right.
graphics of her freshman of the week honors. A little just the thinking emoji as the caption. We're picking up what you're putting down, Roger. We got you, man. Good work. Good work, Mr. Athletics Director.
Yep. He could see it. It's pretty easy. It's right there. And I do like that, you know, just throwing it out a little bit. What are we doing, people? What's going on around here? Seems like a pretty easy decision. That was good.
What are we doing, SEC coaches? You know what? Maybe we should tell them thank you, because I do think this is going to give Jitty Squad a little edge. I like it. I'm back to, hey, thanks, SEC coaches. Great job. Appreciate you. Watch them lose on Thursday, and then I'll be like, look what you've done, SEC coaches. Birthday shout-outs. We only got one, Ted, and it's yours.
Ooh, okay. Happy birthday to Johnny the Chameleon Ebre.
Ebre. One or the other. It's Ebre or Ebre. Just, hey, happy birthday to the Chameleon.
The Chameleon.
Yeah,
like
no first name or last name needed when you've got a nickname like the Chameleon.
That's right.
On that note, episode 611 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Sunday. Nick Bonito scheduled to join us. Finalist for NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bonito. Speaking of which, Finalist for NFL Defensive Player of the Year and wasn't named All Pro. What? He made the Pro Bowl, but wasn't named All Pro.
That is interesting.
Conspiring against us.
Headwinds.
Headwinds. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check out our website, okbreakdown.com, for all of our stuff in one spot. Hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. Until next time, we appreciate you all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.